Barbara.
A couple of things to circle back. You said a minute ago that you were going to protect partnered operations on the ground. So straight up, is the warning to the Syrian regime to keep its aircraft out also include keep them away from your SDF partners on the ground or just U.S. troops? Does this protection, you said partnered operations, so does it extend to you are going to protect the SDF from the Syrian Air Force?
We've been clear, Barbara, from the start that our focus is on ISIL. The forces that are taking the fight to ISIL and partnered with us will enjoy the support of the United States. And
Yes, your aircraft are going to protect SDF.
we're going to continue. We're not going to get into our rules of engagement, Barbara. We're going to continue to support and protect and provide that military support for our coalition forces and our partnered operations, our coalition partnered operations on the ground.
So my next question is on Aleppo. You said that, the discussions, I'm paraphrasing slightly, you said about it couldn't go on forever, right? I think those were the words you used. And you're not there, I think you also indicated you're just not there yet with the Russians. So what is if it can't go on forever and you're not there with the Russians, it's not a hypothetical question. You lay out that it can't go on, these discussions can't, you're not going to wait forever. What's your answer on Aleppo? What can you do? Or is the only answer, if it doesn't work out with the Russian negotiations, to keep the status quo in the Aleppo situation? Is there anything else other than an agreement with the Russians that you're not there yet, or status quo?
Well, there are lots of things that could happen in Aleppo that don't require the United States. There's a lot that the regime could do, that the Russians could do well, let me be clear that the responsibility, Barbara, lies with those who are carrying out this bombing campaign, and that's right now the Syrian regime and the Russians, and there are steps that they could take to try and ease the situation there, and I think we and our U.S. government partners have made that clear to them at every step. We'd like to ease the suffering of the Syrian people. We'd all like to see that. And the engagement with the Russians, one of the goals, of course, has been to try and achieve that. And we remain, and our colleagues at the State Department, led by Secretary Kerry, continue to engage with the Russians to achieve exactly that end. And the larger goal here, of course, Barbara, is to resolve the situation in Syria peacefully, to get a political resolution to something that cannot be solved militarily.
But you are indicating today that the Pentagon is just not there yet on this. So
I don't think it's just the Pentagon. I think it's certainly our our colleagues at the State Department and elsewhere who would like to see the Russians change their behavior.
So what's right? Doesn't appear to be happening. So what's Plan B for the administration if you cannot get an agreement with the Russians and the Syrians? What's your Plan B for Aleppo?
We're going to stay focused for now, Barbara, on Plan A, which is to continue to engage the Russians, continue to urge that steps be taken to ease the situation in Aleppo, the very dire situation that I think we've all seen play out on our TV screens the last couple of days. This is a very serious situation, a serious humanitarian situation that could be eased, and we will continue to take steps that we think are appropriate to try and achieve that.
I'm sorry, can I just very quickly